Here is a problem every CSS developer hits. You build a beautiful card component. It looks perfect in the main column. Then you drop it into a narrow sidebar and the whole thing breaks. Media queries cannot save you here because they only know about the browser window. Today, we fix that with container queries. Media queries ask one question: how wide is the viewport? That made sense 10 years ago when a component lived in one place. Today, the same card might show up in a wide hero, a narrow sidebar, and a 3-column grid. The component has no idea where it is, so it cannot adapt. Container queries flip the question. Instead of asking about the window, you ask about the parent. Each component becomes self-aware. It styles itself based on the space it actually has. Start with the markup. A wrapper element holds a card with a heading and a paragraph. Pure HTML, nothing fancy yet. Add some baseline styles so the card looks like a card. Padding, a light background, rounded corners. This is how it appears no matter where it lives. Now the magic line. On the wrapper, set container type to inline size. This tells the browser to track this element's width as a source for queries. Write a container rule. When the wrapper measures at least 400 pixels wide, the card turns blue. Watch the preview. As the container grows past the threshold, the rule fires. The card reacts to its parent, not the viewport. Now a real example. A card with a thumbnail at the top and a body underneath. Same markup pattern we always use. Style it as a vertical card. Thumbnail on top with a gradient. Body below. This is the narrow layout. Mark the wrapper as a query container. Container type, inline size. The same setup as before. Now the payoff. When the wrapper is at least 500 pixels wide, switch to a 2-column grid. Thumbnail on the left, body on the right. Watch the container resize. Same HTML, same component. 2 completely different layouts. One more trick. Container query units. Set up the same wrapper as a query container with some padding and a dark background. Style the heading. White text, no margin. Right now, it uses whatever default font size the browser provides. Now add a rule using a container query unit. One of these units equals 1% of the container's inline size, so 8 of them gives a heading that scales with its parent. Watch the text grow as the container widens. Fluid typography, with 0 breakpoints. Container queries come with rules you need to know. First, you cannot style the container itself with its own query. The query targets descendants only. So always wrap your component in a parent and put container type on that parent. Second, when you set container type to inline size, the element becomes a containment context. Its layout is isolated from its children. Usually fine, but it can occasionally trip you up with floated or absolutely positioned descendants. Third, when you nest containers, give them names. Use container name on the parent and reference the name in the query. Otherwise, the query matches the nearest ancestor, which is often not what you want. Finally, container queries and media queries are friends. Use media queries for global page layout. Use container queries for component adaptation. Container queries hit baseline in 2023. Every evergreen browser supports them now: Chrome, Edge, Firefox, and Safari. If you need to support older versions, use feature detection with the IT supports rule and provide a media query fallback inside the unsupported branch, or treat container queries as progressive enhancement. Older browsers see the default styling. Newer ones get the adaptive layout. Either way, you can ship them today. Container queries change how we think about responsive design. The viewport is no longer the only signal. Components can finally adapt to their actual context. Wrap your component. Set container type. Write a query. Same markup. Smarter layout. That is the whole trick.